So Bullish, if you're unfamiliar what this company is, Bullish IPO'd last week and is a crypto exchange similar to Coinbase. It's the second crypto exchange to go ahead and public file and be able to be bought and sold on the stock market. I'm very confident in it. I am not the only one. ARK ETF founder Kathy Wood invested 2.5 million shares. They bought 2.5 million shares, Brandon. They also believe in it, and they bought it after it IPO'd. So they bought it at that price. So they believe in it that much. I know I believe in it that it's going to go above 100. So I bought some. I'm holding it. I'm going to buy some more and lower my cost average come Monday morning, unless it shoots up and I end up making my money. But I think I'm going to be able to dollar cost average down. So I believe this is going to go up. It's anything with these crypto related right now in regards to like Bitcoin pricing or any other of these cryptos. Cryptos are currently Bitcoin is currently. I'll speak up Bitcoin specifically. Bitcoin is currently. I don't see a ceiling on it anytime soon. It's going to continue to go higher. And I've explained this so many times. I'm getting tired of saying the same thing, but I'll explain it one more time here on the show. Everybody has brought up, well, what if all the banks buy up all this and the governments buy all this up? I'm like, well, here's my response: is if everybody buys them all up, eventually you're gonna always have a demand for someone to buy it. They're gonna reach a point in value to where Germany or Goldman Sachs or somebody else is willing to sell it at that point. So
Mhm.
the price will always go up in a high demand situation, which is what we're in right now, and which is what we're going to continue to be in for the next few years. Because of that, and because of crypto exchanges like Coinbase and Bullish take a percentage of the transactions. As the value of these cryptos go up and the people who own them start selling them and more transactions are being done, the revenue continues to go up. Given that Peter Thiel is behind Bullish, he is very smart at finding other ways to make money off of things other than just the classic make money off the transactions. So I believe in this company because Peter Thiel is one of the co-founders of PayPal, the PayPal Mafia, as they called them back in the day, Brandon. If you're a retail trader or you're in investment of any sort, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, please Google PayPal Mafia and look him up. It's a very interesting story, but he is one of those members, and man, they do tremendous things. So I believe in the
Wasn't
company. I believe in him.
wasn't Elon in that?
Yes, Elon was in it too. There was a lot of people in it, which is why I tell people just to Google it. You'll look at all the members and everything, all the companies that have been created from these group of individuals that started PayPal.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that
Right.
all these companies have come out of that small group of people.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is. It
Was
is.
Cuban in that? Mark Cuban? I knew he was a
I
dot-com guy.
yeah, I gotta Google that. I mean, you can Google it, Brandon, as I'm
Yeah, that's
talking about
true.
here.
It is a good looking into it.
Yes, and you can see for yourself. Use AI. You can use AI. And I'm stalling now because my laptop is frozen and I can't pull up my articles I wanted to pull up here. I do know one of them off by heart here, and I'm going to talk about it while I'm going because it's related to the Bullish. So yeah, the Winklevoss. Their claim to fame was they started Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg. There was a whole movie made about it. They didn't get their fair cut of the deal. They've been big into crypto ever since. The Winklevosses are coming out with their own. They've had their own trade in exchange for crypto called Gemini for a while now. It is has not made a profit yet, but they are IPOing. And I think they're IPOing a little too early, if you will. They need to really mature their company a little bit more, but they're IPOing here soon. I will not be buying Gemini. I bought
Okay.
Bullish. I like Bullish. I like Peter Thiel. I'm not sold on the Winklevosses and Gemini.
So the PayPal Mafia, not
Yes.
Mark Cuban, but
Okay.
Peter Thiel, who co-founded PayPal, obviously, Palantir and
Yep.
founders. Elon Musk, obvious about all of his companies. Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn. Max Levchin, co-founder of CTO of PayPal and also founded Slide and Affirm. David Sachs, COO of PayPal, also went on to fund Geni.com, Geni.com, and Affirm. David Sachs, I just said him. Did I just say David Sachs?
Yes, yes, you did.
Okay, Jenny and Yammer is what he went on to co-found. I misspoke. Jenny.com and Yammer. Uh, Jawed Kareem, Steve Chin, and Chad Hurley, co-founders of YouTube. Jeremy Stapleton and Russell Simmons, co-founders of Yelp.
See, I mean, all these major companies have come out of that group of individuals that,
That's why
founded Pay.
that is
It
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
It is. It is crazy. And they all work together at one company at one point in time. So you never
Oh,
know. Yeah. All right, moving on. Big news coming up this week. You have the Jackson Hole Summit. The reason why this is big is because there's a little thing called the Fed. The Fed will be there, Brandon. I know you love talking about the Fed. They're having their summit at Jackson Hole, and they're going to talk about possible rate cuts. I know the FOMC has already done rate cuts, and they're going to be doing more rate cuts, but that has nothing to do with the United States. And a lot of
mhm.
our listeners want to know what's going on with the United
You know,
States, right?
yeah, I'm not really sure that rate cuts are gonna. I want rate cut. I think they should cut the rates, the interest rates. But if you're looking to buy a home, it's not going to help that much, I don't think. Because really, what the home values and the interest rates for mortgages are tied to are the 10-year treasury. And here's
Yeah.
the thing about this, right? So everybody says, oh, you cut interest rates, bonds are going to go higher or lower. I mean, they'll go lower. And then the stock market will take off. But the reason why people have that like in their minds is because they often associate rate cuts with recessions. And we're trying to battle out of a recession. The stock market's at all-time lows. And so what happens is people who are buying bonds constantly, they switch out of bonds and they go into stocks because it signals a bottom, right? But right
Yeah.
now, we're not in a recession. The stock market isn't down. So I don't know that it's actually going to have the desired effect that a lot of people are hoping for
Well,
because
let's. Can I bring up some data? Can I
I
bring up
don't
some
see
data?
people dumping bonds to go into stocks at this point in time when stocks are at a high valuation already.
Bonds have been
Higher.
dumped. Have you been paying attention the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, but I mean, but I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
Bonds have been dumped. It's almost time to bring back Brandon on the show from the first episode.
We're still looking about 4% on, a lot of these treasuries. And the thing is
No.
if you go back and look at interest rate cuts that happened outside of a recession, it's almost exactly 50-50 as to what happens to bonds.
Well, can I bring up some data?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Let's look at the data and have it tell us what's going on. Um, so the consumer price index and the wholesale price index, two separate data fields came up with two separate conclusions last week. It was the wholesale went up in cost, but consumer
Mhm.
price stayed the same. And so that was kind of a mixed signal, if you will, going for the Fed to look off of, right?
Right.
They also saw that consumers are still resilient, buying at higher levels, and the job market is not dead, which is what some people were saying. So, given that you have these, you would think that the Fed probably will not do another cut. But a number of people have come on recently on different shows and have there's definitely a dissent and a disagreement among the Federal Reserve in the group, which is good. You want a healthy discussion among group. You don't want a group that all, you know, votes the exact same way when it comes to interest rates and how to handle monetary policy. So, but there's a very clear divisive undertone going into the Jackson Hole summit, right? That's what we're all looking at. That's what everybody has to understand you know, is this a Goldilocks economy that can't go wrong? Then, do we raise rates or we keep it the same? Or are we on the part of stagflation and recession and we need to cut rates? That's what some people are putting out there, Brandon. I think that if I was the Fed, and I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, if I was the Fed, I would do nothing.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I see a lot of American businesses struggling with the tariffs. I think you gotta let some give some leniency here.
So you would
Make it
cut.
easier. I would cut, yeah.
All right.
Make
Now,
things a little bit easier. I think there's a lot of inflation that's going on because of supply chain issues, and it's not necessarily because of the amount of money that's in the economy.
yeah, and there's a lot of data that you and I, as average individuals, don't get to see that they get to see.
Right. But if the
Numbers. And
inflation is coming from M2 and the volume of money that's entering into the economy, then you got to increase rates or keep them the same and let things play out. But I don't think that's why inflation is still above 2% right now.
well, we're gonna see what happens. We got the Jackson Hole Summit. We'll see what the Jerome Powell makes what his comments are coming out of the summit if they're gonna what they're gonna do. I think if he announces a rate cut, you're gonna see the market move higher. If he announces stays the same, I see nothing happening. It's gonna be based off the actual news of the day, macroeconomic environment. But if you and I don't see them raising rates, but let's just say they do. You'll see a sell off. So,
Right. Right.
all right,
Maybe in the medium term, you're talking about the bond market, right?
as far as
As far as the sell-off goes, if they cut rates.
no, if they raise rates, I said the last
If
one
they
was raise
raise
rates.
rates, yeah. If
Yeah,
they raise rates, you're gonna have, yeah. In
the
the
bond
stock
market's
market
your
itself,
cup
the
of tea,
stock
man.
market, there'll be a sell-off in the
Yeah,
stock market. Maybe not the bond.
the bonds is your business. You're the bear in the
Right.
bonds. I'm not.
Right. Right.
So, all right, the last thing I wanted to cover was the Trump Putin Alaska meeting, how it all went, and what does it have to do with investments? Like, why do we care as an investor? So oil. This is why we care. Currently, right now, after the meeting, Trump went out and said that he will hold off imposing tariffs on countries such as China for buying Russian oil. This was also important for India. We made a big deal about this 2 weeks ago on the show about how the current administration was going to punish India for buying Russian oil and asking them to not buy Russian oil. After this meeting, nobody is going to have any adverse reactions from the United States to buying Russian oil. So positive news as far as hopefully finding a peace deal. But as far as oil goes, it means oil is going to stay the same because Russia needs money in order to pay for their activities. So they are pumping out a lot of oil. So it's keeping the price of oil low. And with no new sanctions on countries that buy oil from Russia, that means Russia could continue pumping. It means the price of oil is going to stay low, which means you're still going to have downward pressure on oil companies. That is what I take out of what just happened, right?
Mhm.
Oil's going to stay right where it's at in the 60s until we get a finalized deal one way or another. Like we don't have a deal or we get a finalized deal. If we come out of this week's meeting with Zelensky with no deal and nobody's agreeing, then you might see sanctions put on countries like India and China for buying Russian oil. But if we're able to get a deal, then there's going to continue no sanctions and the price of oil will stay pressured down.
Right.
That's my takeaway. Brandon, any thoughts, comments?
No, I think you got it.
All right, done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Final thought, Brandon. Go ahead.
Hey, what do you think about the rumor of the U.S. government possibly taking a stake in Intel?
I'm against it.
Okay, me
We
too.
we've done it
Me too.
before.
I just wanted to
Yeah, we've
ask
done it
about it.
before as a country. AIG was the last biggest company that the U.S. government took a stake in. AIG bought back that stake eventually and paid back the United States government. That was after a 2008 crisis. The United States government owned a part of that. I do not believe in government owned businesses that are part of the economy. I'm against it.
Now, AIG actually turned out pretty well,
It did.
but
The government made money off of that deal. So,
right.
the loan, the money got paid back with interest. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I still don't like it either, by the way. But
Nice. Final
anyways,
thought, Brandon.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I would just if you haven't bought Amazon, I think Amazon's a good buy, but better is UNH. Um, if you followed me into Interseas, that was awesome so far. That's been really good. I think um the other one that what was I can never remember the name of this stock that I bought, Dave, and I look at it every day. Halo.
You must not look at it every day.
Well, I don't care about the everyday intraday market moves, but I find them interesting, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Halozyme Therapeutics, I'm up 10% on.
There you go.
You'd think I would. I've read this every day. I can never remember the name of it because it's very confusing and long and big words.
I told you in our messages I thought it was a buy.
Yeah,
So
that's been a good one so far too.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, I sold Cooler. Cooler finally had a profitable quarter. Everybody, woo! Cooler profitable quarter, first profitable quarter as a publicly
So,
traded
but you're
company.
selling now?
And I sold. I sold on the
Okay.
news. I sold
Okay.
on the news. I liquidated my whole position in Cooler. I took my profits. I was profitable. I was happy. I got out. I'm done with Cooler. I'm not looking back. I made money. I'm gonna take that as a win and walk away. They did have their first profitable quarter. And Brandon, you know what it was due to?
What?
Bitcoin.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I I know you're a big fan of Bitcoin treasuries as a plan for a company, but it did make
No,
Cooler a
no.
profitable quarter.
Like I want operational profitability. I don't. Yeah.
What about companies, Brandon, like Instacart, who don't have operational profitability, but they make a profit because of ads?
That I mean that is kind of operational profitability in a way, just for their own industry. It's different. It's that's a organic profitability, not based off of other investments and other entities.
Unless you're a bank, because then that's how you make money. Got it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, gotcha,
but I
gotcha.
mean,
So
there's more to that too.
yeah,
It's not just
but
a direct
anyways,
investment
my
or
point
something
is,
get
I'm out of
lucky.
Cooler. So if you followed me in Cooler all these years, I'm done. I'm
I
walking
don't blame you
away.
for selling, Dave.
I took my profit. I left. I'm holding Bullish. I am going to dollar cost average on Monday morning for Bullish. I believe in the company. I believe it will go above $100 a share. I've called when companies have IPO'd and they had a down first week, and then they just surpassed all expectations and blew it away. And one example I'll give you is ARM. That was one that IPO'd. It went down right away. Everybody dogged it everywhere across social media, and then it jumped right back up and tripled in value. So I believe in Bullish. I'm holding Bullish. I've learned my lesson from times past. I have conviction in this company. I'm gonna watch it go above 100 and then sell. That's my price range, unless there's reason to hold longer. So,
Okay, cool.
all right. Well, as always, we hope that we have been entertaining, educational, and uplifting because we want everyone to make money. Have a good day.
Have a good night. Oh, hold on. There it is.